everybody. Welcome to Tinseltown tonight. It's Monday night. It's a special episode of Tinseltown Live with Miz Meliz. That's me, the one in the red hat. And tonight I have two very special guests, Pauline Baird Jones and Veronica Scott. They are both sci-fi and all kinds of genre mixes, authors, both best-selling authors, and Pauline is actually returning to Tinseltown Live. She has been my guest before. So I'd like to welcome her first, and welcome Jean, aka Veronica Scott, and welcome to Tinseltown tonight. How are you?
I'm good. I'm great. Thanks.
Good. That's great. Okay, Pauline, I'm going to put you here and move some things around. Whoops. No, I'm still here. Don't worry. Here we go.
There we go.
How's that? Okay, great.
Oh.
So, Pauline, tell me a little bit about yourself. Yes,
get myself centered. I have been an author for a really long time. According to Goodreads, I'm dead. So.
Oh my God.
So I'm the dead author live on your show.
I'm so glad. So that's too funny. Where are you located?
Right now I'm in Cody, Wyoming. We're in the process of retiring and shifting homes. So in the back, let's see, you can see our Cody house. And if it was daytime, you would see winter, kind of.
Is it winter in Wyoming? It's got to be winter somewhere.
It's getting there.
Good.
I have 17 novels, sci-fi, suspense, comedy. But my newest project is what we're here to talk about is Pets in Space with Veronica, who spearheaded the project with me for this.
Pets in Space. Well, that's what we're talking about tonight, and I'm just really thrilled that you reached out to me to talk about Pets in Space. I've been teasing a little bit about it, but everybody's interested in it. So tell me, I don't know anything, but first, before you do that, I wanted to say the book that we talked about last time was A Spy Who Loved Me, A Spy Who Kissed Me.
Spy Who Kissed Me, yes.
Spy Who Kissed Me, yeah. That was just a great story, and I can attest that Pauline has a really wonderful style, and she's just a delightful person. So I just had to say that. Thank you very much. And we're going to get to know Jean too. I don't want to forget about her, but okay. So who wants to tell me about Pets in Space?
Oh, have Veronica do it. She's very good at it.
All right. Well, I'm going to bring her in here. There, switch Jean. Hi, Veronica. Hi. Welcome to Tinseltown Live. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having us.
And where are you located?
I'm in Southern California.
Okay, fantastic. And you have best-selling books, and you've been doing the genre of sci-fi for a while, science fiction, and now the two of you developed Pets in Space. Tell me about that.
Well, Pauline and I were talking late last year about we wanted to do an anthology together, and we thought it would be fun. And one of us, probably Pauline, said we should do pets. It just sounded like such a great idea. Cool to have romance and action and adventure and then pets. So we decided to go for it, and we invited some other authors to join us and took off from there.
I really like when authors do, anthologies or different collections together. I think it's really nice, and it certainly helps, I'm sure, with the marketing. How did you gather together this particular group? Tell me about who the other authors are.
Well, we have Susan Smith, Effie Smith. She's a New York Times bestselling and USA Today bestselling. And I've interviewed her a couple of times. I write columns for USA Today, and so I kind of knew her. Plus, a bunch of us were on a panel together at a convention, and we had such a good time that it seemed like, okay, well, it might be good to have them in the book with us. So there's Susan Smith, there's Susan Grant, there's Cara Bristol, Lori Green, Leah Kerr. Okay, jump in, Pauline. Who am I missing?
Alexis. Alexis and Carissa Locke.
Right.
Who else are we?
So many authors. Who coordinated getting everything in on time and putting this together?
Well, Pauline, I think, definitely took the lead. She kind of herded all the cats and all the dogs and all the other space pets and kept it going, kept us on schedule. And I kind of, round the edges. I'm like a sheep herder dog, around the edges. Okay, you will Pauline, just herded.
But you brought in the big authors and the cover art, so.
Because I had interviewed them for USA Today, and also I had invited several of them to be on panels and talk about sci-fi romance.
Wow. I didn't know about the USA Today. Now I'm a little nervous. I feel very on the spot. I may turn it over to you to ask some questions.
It's a lot of fun. I like being able to ask people the stories behind the books, but Pauline does that on her blog too. She has a great feature that's why I wrote. And, so anytime I'm going to launch a new book, I have to go visit Pauline and explain why I wrote the book I wrote.
Yes, she I think I've been on that once. I don't know. We talked about it. It's been a while. It's been a while. I'm in my 3rd year now of Tinseltown, and I think you were one of the first authors I interviewed.
Oh, cool.
So,
it was very early. If we were going to do math, it would be a while ago. No math.
No math. No math.
It's too late.
I'm going to put this here. You were talking about the cover art. I'm going to replace myself with that. So tell us more about this cover art. How do you get these good-looking guys for your covers?
Science fiction romance novel covers are done by Fiona Jade. And we wanted a really good-looking guy. A couple of our authors don't care too much for the bare-chestedness. So we sort of compromise. You can see we have a little bare chest there. And this gentleman, Baird, he is such a lovely person, and he's so good-looking and tall and every other thing that we thought he was the perfect picture for the cover.
So that's a real person.
It is a real person.
Wow.
That's really cool. We met him at the last conference we were at and had pictures taken with him. And he was like, 7 feet tall and muscles for days. And he's such a nice person.
Oh, that's neat.
He had a dog, and his dog unfortunately passed away while we were in the process of working with him on, the cover and coordinating some things. And so we put a special dedication in the book to his dog.
Oh,
no,
that's sad. And there's so much that you've done that is special about pets in space. I mean, any one of you, like you did, could write a story about, fictional pets or whatever. But this really touched home for a lot of reasons. So what is that story behind that, Jean? What made it like the hero dogs and the Veterans Day and the you guys are doing so much. I don't know where to start.
Support a charity, and we thought it should definitely be an animal related charity. And one of our authors, Susan Grant, is a veteran. She's an Air Force pilot. She's a commercial airline pilot. And all of us either have family in the military or we have some connection in the military. So we thought, okay, what charity could we support that would support the military and animals? And we found Hero Dogs. Went out and did a little internet research. And we just thought it was so cool that they provide service dogs for veterans, who have various needs. It's not so much like seeing eye dogs, but there's a lot of times when a dog is just the companion you need, after combat and after various experiences. So we settled on them. We thought they were an excellent charity. And they were willing to work with us. Not everybody necessarily wants to be associated with romance, They were very good to work.
I'm sure you have to be very careful when you're explaining that it's a romance novel with pets in space.
Yeah, we found a couple of reviews where the people clearly went into it expecting something a little. And then they say, "Oh, but these stories are also sweet and full of it."
Tell us about the story that you wrote, Veronica.
Well, I'm going to stand up because I wore my T-shirt. These are my pets. This is my pet Midori. That's my alien pet. We have artists who draw drawings. And then I have, the camera goes the other direction from me. Then I have a cat, Obi.
There they are.
Maybe, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I love the shirt. I love the shirt. We got to have our T-shirt, right?
I figured I had to wear the shirt now. Had the experience, now I got the shirt.
So tell us the story, and then I'm going to ask Pauline to tell us about who did the drawings.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to have to talk about the drawing.
Yeah.
So I have
Oops. Uh-oh.
We were going to do this book. Who did we lose?
Keep talking. Yeah, it'll catch up.
So once we knew we were going to do this story, I already had a cat in the other book, and I already had Midori, the alien creature, in one of the other books in the series. So I thought, okay, if you're going to have pets and you're going to have a cruise liner in space, well, how could you introduce a new character? So it turns out that there's a stowaway in the ship, and the two pets find her, and then the cargo master is the hero. He has to help save her because she's in a lot of trouble. And there's a lot of romance and action and adventure.
How do you come up with your characters? It's always something you always ask, but like, how did these pop into your head? Let's just keep it on this story.
Well, I had written the hero. His name is Owen. I had written him in a real small part in Star Cruise Outbreak because they had occasion to look for something in the cargo. So I already had him existing, and he had the cat because the cat, in the hold. There's always space for cats, always.
Yes.
So I knew he would be the hero. And then, when you start thinking about why would there be a stowaway, and I don't want to do too many spoilers, but there's organized crime ring involved, and this woman has been kidnapped from her planet. She has special powers that come out during the course of the story. It's only 23,000 words. Kind of builds itself.
It's a short story, right?
It's supposed to be what we're supposed to do. 8,000 words, Pauline, or something. 3,000 words later, there I was.
Oh my goodness.
So it just comes to me. I don't outline. I'm not one of those people who figures it all out in advance.
Well, that's good to know. There's real.
It's a great story, and she has a great series with her cruise lines. Yeah.
Stellar cruise liners. Yep.
Cruise liners. Oh gosh.
Yeah.
That sounds like fun. Like, I had a crazy dream last night. Do you ever wake up thinking about something that you dreamed about and then write that, or do you just develop? No, you're both looking at me like, "Why are you crazy, lady?" We don't have to read. It's our conscious mind who comes up with this stuff, right?
What happens to me though is first thing in the morning when I wake up, often I'll think about something to do with one of the plots.
Okay.
It's like overnight, my subconscious has been processing, we have this plot problem, and first thing in the morning, I'll wake up and I'll know, oh, that's how I'm solving it, But I don't dream about whole plots.
Dreams. Okay. Well, I'm getting silly now, but
we love it.
I want to know. So you know what? I'm going to go back to, I'm not going to get too far off. I'm going to switch you two. There we go, Pauline. Okay. Yay. So Pauline's joining us from Winterland, Wyoming. And so tell us about the artwork, because this was something special, I believe, that you did. You had the pets drawn by an artist. So that's that one. I know I have another one too. Tell me about these. For every single story in the series, in the anthology,
there is nine pets.
9.
Well, there's more because I have
more pets, but 9 drawings.
9 drawings, one for each of the stories, and they're the pets that were in, that story. And then who did the drawings? There's yours.
Nyasa, and I don't know if I'm massacring it, Janu. I never met her in person, but Alexis Glenn Latner, who's one of our authors, just suggested it and said she knew an artist. So she coordinated that with the artist, and each author sent drawings, or in some cases with an alien pet, you just had to describe and hope. But she did a great job, huh, Jean?
Oh yeah, I love my alien creature.
Yeah, there's my bearded dragon.
This bearded dragon in the picture here right in front of your face.
That is my pet, yes.
That was your pet in the story. Now, is there a real bearded I might create a bearded dragon in your life, or purely just something you came up with? Have you always wanted to have this? A lot of questions, but you get
I actually initially intended to do a flamingo. My sister and I have been channeling our inner flamingo, our 50s. But when I started researching them, they like to be in herds, and it just felt mean, to take them out of the herd and
into outer space.
Yeah, so I kind of just did a search on weird pets, and I was like, I like the bearded dragon because they eat bugs, and I hate bugs.
Oh.
And they're kind of actually really cool pets if you don't mind buying bugs for them.
Yeah.
You don't really want to have enough bugs in your
Twitter hashtag.
They even have their own, and you can search. You can do a search, and there are videos about. There was even a
hashtag bearded dragon.
I even saw one on tiny houses. Somebody in a tiny house had a bearded dragon. So
we had an event recently on the feast day for St. Francis of Assisi. I work at a Catholic school, and we have blessing of the animals, and all the students bring their pets, and we had 2 bearded dragons.
So you've actually seen one for real.
Oh yeah, they look like something from another planet.
They really do. And it just, I don't know, as soon as I picked the pet, then the story followed. Jean was very smart. She tied her story into her ongoing series.
Oh.
I was like, and then I went, I should do that. So I'm tying it into a series I'm writing now instead of, I'm doing it backwards, but she was smart.
It'll be a new series now.
It'll be something new.
I mean, he's alien, so I started out with the idea of tribbles, because when I think of pets in space, I think of Captain Kirk and all those tribbles,
Oh, right.
Kind of a tribbly body, and then I thought, well, if I'm inventing my own pet, I get to have the red pandas have that fabulous furry striped tail.
Oh, right. Red panda. How fun. Well, in nature, there are so many crazy, unusual combinations of colors and, I don't know, for lack of a better word, styles of people and of animals and pets. And to be able to just combine your likes, I think that would be fun. Fun. Yeah. So how long did this process take, ladies, from beginning to end? When you had the idea and you talked about it and you started bringing everybody in and everybody started writing, and now it's a book that I can buy, or is it online? What is okay?
Yeah.
It's a thing. So a year, 6 months? How long did it take you?
It was probably a year from the original idea, don't you think? We didn't start.
The first time we talked.
We said, we'll talk about it in January. And so in January, we started talking and inviting, and our deadline for story submissions was September 15th, and I will never do that again. It was too close to the release date. So we learned a lot.
We made a lot of notes for the next time, because we're kind of already talking about pets too,
a lot of people, or not a lot of people, with the limited experience that I have in the past year, I guess 3 years, getting to know authors since I wrote my own book. It seems like a lot of times we'll do a combination or some type of roundup, and you put a set of books together that have a common theme, and everybody's already written the book. But how common is it to do what you did, where everybody has to write something within that theme? Is that unusual?
Yeah, well, in the publishing world, not completely. But
in the traditional publishing world, they do.
Yeah.
They used to do it a lot to get you to introduce to new authors.
Gotcha. Okay. Well,
I think publishing it.
Well, it's not like you invented something new, but it's not something we hear of every day. And I think it's quite an accomplishment that you did that, and that you combined it with how does it work? Like if I buy the book on either of your websites or on Amazon, I guess, then does a portion of the proceeds go to Hero Dogs or to the veterans? Tell me more detail about that.
Well, 10% of the first month's proceeds will be donated directly to Hero Dogs, and Hero Dogs benefits veterans that have injuries. So it helps, it'll help train dogs to be service animals for them, which is really quite touching, I think. And they have a few hero cats.
Hero cats and dogs.
We made it for the first month because usually you're going to have your biggest chunk of sales the first month. And so it's kind of a standard thing that you give a percentage.
The first month royalties.
And we're going up through Veterans Day, which is coming the 11th. So up to midnight on Veterans Day, 10% goes to the charity.
Yeah.
It's a final push. A final push.
Make me do a lot of math so I can write them a big check.
More math. Okay. So it's going to be one of those things right now in these next few days where if you tell two friends and they tell two friends and so on. So I want anybody within earshot, hear that, guys, to go and tell your friends about this, because not only do you get 9 short stories about pets. Are they all in space?
All of them in space.
All of them are in space, which,
a couple of them are kind of on the Earth. I mean, Susan Smith is kind of on Earth, but the hero is from outer space, and they go back to space.
Oh my gosh. So you get 9 stories, and you get to help out a great organization that ultimately helps veterans, and that's Hero Dogs and Cats. And have either of you ever met those comfort pets? I can't remember what they're called, companion pets or comfort pets. We actually have
therapy dogs.
Therapy dogs. That's it.
And that's kind of what these are.
Therapy dogs? Okay.
We haven't.
We train some of those too.
You have?
They don't do cats to my knowledge. They're just dogs.
Probably,
Hero cat. Of her own.
Yeah. I read that on the website. I know, it's
my cats have been, they're 9 lives, so they're naturally like heroic to themselves. Keep surviving. But yeah, I have again at our school, I'm so lucky to have all these experiences where I work. My day job, but there's an organization that brings in the therapy dogs during final exams for the 6th graders, because it's the first time they ever have to take final exams, and they get really stressed out. So, and then also at the high school, when they do their SATs and stuff like that. So they have them come. Sometimes they'll bring puppies for them just to pet and play with. But when I first met the therapy dogs, I was blown away because, we're taught, first of all, I was scared of dogs when I was little. I'm not really afraid of dogs, but I'm not like making friends with dogs. Right. Cats, I know how. You ignore them and they'll come up to you.
Yeah.
But dogs, the whole hand up, hand down, whatever. Dogs usually like me. They'll come and sit on my feet, that kind of thing. But I don't really get crazy over them. But these dogs were just the coolest, like that. They have this natural affinity just to be so sweet, and so they're so well trained, but they just seem to really be loving and accepting of people, and that's why I love dogs. I do love them, and I love therapy dogs. So I'm anxious to dive in and to learn more about Hero Dogs, and I'll definitely be buying my copy. So tell me, where should I go? Where should I go to buy my copy of Pets in Space?
You can buy it at Amazon, iBooks, Kobo, Google Play, Barnes & Noble, and All Romance eBooks is another smaller site.
Romance.
Yeah.
What makes the most money for you guys? I know. I'm coming out with a calendar, and depending on where you buy it, I make a few pennies more.
Yeah. What would you say, Jean? Maybe iBooks, maybe, or?
I think Amazon.
Amazon.
Or iBooks, but
they're all about the same, really, when you indie upload.
Once you do all the math, okay.
And the charity gets 10% of the
whatever
for the whole month.
We deducted after we pay them, then we pay the expenses.
Then we're going to pay the authors and we're doing profit and then doing our expenses after, because we want to give them the most that we can.
So,
are you keeping a tally, or do we just find out at the end?
Yeah, it's math.
Do you have a goal? Do you have a goal?
Well, we wanted a big number for.
Yeah, we wanted it to be a nice, solid chunk of money to donate.
Yeah.
Well, I'm so happy that you did that. I think that's really neat. And I'm going to follow up, and I'd love to get pictures and news about what's going on, and be sure to put that on the blog. So, what else would you like for me to know and for my viewers to know about this project, or what you're writing, or what's coming up next for you? What else would you like me to know, Pauline? What's up with your world of author writing? And
I'm working on a new kind of a reboot of my Project Enterprise series, which is my most popular science fiction. And I also have a mystery series set in New Orleans that I'll be putting out a book from that next year. It's called The Big Uneasy.
Oh, great title!
Yeah, kind of Easy is the series, and I think I'm trying to remember. I know I should remember that. The first book is Relatively Risky, and then
the name of the book is called Relatively Risky.
And then Dead Space. Yeah, Dead Space is book 2, and then the new book is Louisiana Lagniappe. I don't know if you know, but in New Orleans, Lagniappe means something extra. So
I did not know that. But most of the things I do know about New Orleans is from our conversation. You told me an awful lot. I've learned a lot from you. And but that is one of our destinations. My new friend and partner in crime on live streaming is Cindy Harrison. She's an art teacher from New Hampshire. And she and I just spent a weekend in Tennessee. We went to Nashville and Memphis. A friend of mine who got married there is actually from New Orleans, and he never got to see her there. We actually ended up seeing her in Tennessee. So the next trip, we are like, gotta go. We gotta go.
You gotta go.
We went to a conference in New Orleans, and it's just amazing. I was only there for a week, but it is just so cool.
Oh yeah. You know, I just love how every state. Somebody put up on Facebook recently, how many states have you been to? And you're supposed to write a little plus next to each state. And, you know, they're listing the numbers. And I'm more than half. I've been to more than half of the states. But I just love how different each one is. And I want to go to all of them. I really do. I think that's so neat to get that little flavor of what makes each state unique.
And as an author, if you do research, you can, it's a business expense. So.
That's right. That's right. And as a blogger, and I definitely wrote, I got my free passes to Graceland so that I could write about it. So a lot of that trip is going to get written off, but it is an adventurer's paradise. And so, you know, how much do you, Jean, this question's for you, Veronica. I'm sorry. I keep calling you Jean because I knew I would do that.
Confusing. Facebook thinks I'm Jean, but I'm actually Veronica Scott. So
Veronica Scott wrote the books, everybody. Yes. This lady is just going
Ignore
by.
That Jean W at the bottom.
Yeah. I know what that is. So my question for you is how much do you bring in real life into your stories? How much is it influenced by your experiences, or is it really more interesting to you just come up with something that you probably have never seen?
Well, in general, they're not based on my life. They're not based on anything I've done. They're, it's imagination, and I love science fiction. So you just kind of pull all science fiction together in your mind and come up with a story. But my first science fiction romance was Wreck of the Nebula Dream, which is loosely based on the Titanic, but it's set in the far future on a spaceship.
Very cool.
So for that one, I did a lot of research because I wanted to reference as much Titanic stuff as I could.
Right.
That's what I just finished writing, is the sequel to that one. For 5 years now, people have been asking me for the sequel to it, and I finally get around to writing it. So.
Totally fun book, by the way.
Oh, it sounds like it. And so, how many books total have you written?
I've got 15 that are published.
15 published.
Coming out next month will be 16.
And Pauline?
I think I'm at 18. I get mixed up because I bundle things and stuff.
Yeah, and there's
that bundle.
There's this anthology, and I'm in a couple of others. Yeah, approximately 15.
And you both look so happy.
We are.
That's wonderful.
We're not good together because we think so much alike.
I know what that's like with my bestie. We're just, sometimes we laugh so hard, we're like, oh, but that's just so wonderful. You're both so delightful. Thank you so much for being here with me. You're so welcome, and you're always welcome to come back anytime you've got something to tell me about, even if it's not about books. Okay. You know, I love to hear your stories about your adventures and to meet more of your friends. And, you know, anything I can do to help to promote you is just my pleasure. You're just so delightful and kind. And, you know, I have to tell you that this is Tinseltown, and you are the stars. You two, the reason why I do this is so that I can highlight people who I meet that are kind of behind the scenes, maybe don't always get a chance to be in the limelight, but you're the superstars because you inspire others to do the things that you love to do. And that's what it's about.
Well, thank you.
Well, thank you. So do you have any parting words? Veronica, Scott, what would you like to tell the world of Tinseltown?
If you like science fiction adventure, and you like a bit of romance, and you like heroic pets, cats, dogs, cyborgs, bearded dragons, you know, don't help the kids to buy, especially this week because the charity will still get part of the royalties. So rush out there to your ebook retailer and get a book.
Yes,
type in Amazon Pets in Space, hashtag Pets in Space.
That's right.
That is our hashtag, by the way.
It is.
Put it in a little box for her.
Awesome. It was very intriguing. Okay, Pauline.
I would just like to say that if science fiction romance is still an undiscovered country for you, this will be a great time to check it out. These are 9 really fun stories, and they'll make you laugh, and you'll have an adventure, and they're not so techy that you can't enjoy them. It's just a great, Pets in Space is a great anthology, in my opinion. So grab it now.
Okay, fantastic. And so I think that's all I have for you. Do you have any questions for me or anything else that you wanted to mention? Let me think. Talked about the book, talked about your background. I don't have notes. They're all in my head. Fascinating to me. And I just appreciate you so much. But if you did have anything else, you can always, you know, catch up with me on Facebook.
Well, thank you so much for having us and for shoehorning us into your schedule so that we could talk about hero dogs.
Oh,
I really appreciated that.
Oh, my pleasure. My pleasure. I'm always here for you. Thank you so much. I am so excited. There's a lot going on. I've been really creative this year. So one of the things that I've just put together last week and I'm trying to talk about is my planner. So it's going to be published and available wherever books are sold, but it is just a journal where you can enter in your theme for the day. So it goes along with my life coaching, and my philosophy on being happy is setting that intention. So I've been doing it. I started 4 or 5 years ago with setting a word, choosing a word for the year, and then choosing a word for the month. And I'm pretty much down to daily now because I really like it. So I made this book so that, and it's combined with pictures that I took throughout the year of flowers. And so it's a year in bloom. So every month has a different flower. So of course I did a wall calendar to go with it too. So I've been pushing that. And I've been making jewelry. And so being creative and being around creative people has inspired me to do a lot of creative things. So thank you. Wow. Thank you for your inspiration, because you never know how you touch people by your art. And it really is art.
Never know where the ripples go.
Yeah. Next year you'll have to do planets for your work.
Planets, that's a great one. I already have like 3 things. So, but yeah, that's, inspiration comes from, you just never know. But it's just nice to reach out and meet people and talk about good things with the good people like you. So thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Very much.
All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and sign off on Facebook. So let me see, I'm going to just do one little quick thing because I need to be in the spotlight.
Yes.
Okay, there we go. I feel so much better now. I feel a little left out. No. So anyway, thank you everybody for being here and for meeting Veronica Scott, Jean W., and Pauline B., Pauline Baird Jones, both fantastic authors in the sci-fi romance genre. Right now, they've got Pets in Space. You got to go out and get it before Friday so that 10% of those proceeds go to Hero Dogs. Yeah. Thank you all for being here tonight on this special episode of Tinseltown Live with Miz Meliz. Tomorrow night, I have Dr. Margaret Rutherford, and being that it's the election night, why not just get away from all that and come and talk to us about the wonderful topic of depression. We are going to be talking about perfectly hidden depression, and it's really nothing to laugh about, but she's a delightful lady, and I couldn't help but joke about she and I have been joking about should we or shouldn't we do this show on Tuesday night on election night, and she said maybe people will be depressed if we can help them. So I thought that worked for me, and so tomorrow night, 6 p.m. Pacific time, it's going to be Dr. Margaret Rutherford and myself talking about perfectly hidden depression. So come and join us for that, and on every Tuesday night at 6 p.m. right here on Facebook Live. Thank you, and good night, everybody.
Good night.
Okay, I'm going to go offline, and then we could still